welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are introducing our new set, Village Shops, and its coordinating dies. So let's go ahead and check it out. First up, we have this little trio of shops. Then we have some individual shops. We have one with a large window, a nice tall shop, and then one with this really great awning. We also have this adorable little ice cream truck that I am in love with, a little fence and a potted plant, a bicycle, and a park bench to help you set the scene, and some cute little clouds. We also have some fun music notes, and we've got this little sign as well. Then you're going to see that we have all of these little icons to indicate the different types of shops. And these icons can fit in that large window or in that archway there on that building with the awning. You can also fit them in this little sign. We also have little words as well, and these tiny little words can fit in a lot of the little village shops and also in that little sign. We also have some really great sentiments. So we have "It's your birthday," "Enjoy the little things," "Treat yourself," and "Let's go out." We also have a little exclamation point that you can add to the ends of your phrases and a cute little heart. Here is how you can see how you can stamp the little icon there in that top part of the building and also in the window of the shop. And then you can also stamp in that little sign as well. So now we're going to use our Copic markers to add some color to these fun little village shops. And Village Shops is actually the third in our series of villages. So we have Winter Village, that's perfect for winter and for Christmas. We also have Happy Village, which is perfect for spring and summer and all year round. And now we have these village shops. And the reason this idea came to us is we know we give a lot of gift cards as gifts, and I often put them inside of a card that I've made. So we thought it'd be really cute to have these adorable little villages that you could sort of customize for the card. So for example, if you were giving someone a gift card to an ice cream shop, then you could do that little ice cream cone there on the village, or a, kind of a pet supply store or a shoe store, etc. So it's kind of a fun way to customize the card to whatever gift card you're giving, which is really, really cool. Now, one of the things I love about coloring these little villages is that you can kind of go really fun with the colors. And I love the idea of this really adorable, colorful, kind of rainbowy village. So I decided to take some kind of blues and pinks and greens and oranges, something that just felt really, really summery, and just kind of mix and match and have a lot of fun with them. For the windows, I like to use really light blues or really light blue-greens or really light yellows, depending on what kind of look that I want. Now I'm going to kind of repeat some of the colors into these different little shops because I already had my markers out, so I thought, and then that way they'll kind of all coordinate together. So I really like the idea of this kind of alternating pink and red awning, which is really fun. I think red and white would be really cool too, kind of that traditional kind of look. So you can have a lot of fun with these and a lot of fun with your markers as well. As you can see, I always like to lay down my lightest color first to kind of just wet the paper, then I add my darkest and then blend it back out with my light marker. And by laying down that color and kind of keeping the paper wet, I feel like it makes it much easier to blend my colors together. So here you'll see that I laid down my lightest marker first, now I have my darkest marker, and then I'm going to blend it out with my lightest down. There to help me kind of blend in between, I also tapped my lightest marker to my darkest marker to kind of create a medium shade to help those two blend together. And you'll see here that I'm doing something similar, going from dark to medium to light with that nice neutral gray. For little things like the door or the awning, I really like to just stick to two markers just so that way I'm not adding too much color on there and I won't have any bleeding coming out from those tiny little things like the awnings and the doors. Now here on this building, you'll see I kind of went for a little bit more of a traditional building color, and then with my little browns and kind of tans there. And then for the awning, we're going to go with this nice, awesome, bright red awning, which I think is really, really cute for an ice cream shop. And I love that you can have these villages match whatever paper you're using, or maybe even match the gift card that you bought. You can kind of bring all of those colors into it. Now it's time to add color to all of the little accessories. So I love the little things that you can kind of put around the village to help set the scene. And the ice cream truck, oh my goodness, it's so cute. So the ice cream truck, I really like to color it in this aqua color. I don't know why, it kind of gives me this sense of kind of sorbet and ice creams and Neapolitan, and I don't know. So I just love it so much. I did the little turquoise color and then some little gray wheels there. And then, of course, I'm going to do my little ice cream. And then I like making the ice cream a strawberry ice cream to go along with that kind of pink and aqua, really springy, summery feel to it. Now for my sign, I like to use one of the markers that I've used previously so that it's going to kind of match my village. So there I've got the grays and then those blues that we used at the top part of those little village shops. And I think that just looks adorable. Now for these little icons, I just use one marker and fill them in, and I just think they look adorable. Here are the coordinating dies for the set, which you can bend apart at the tabs, or you can use your wire snips to separate them. I'm going to take those dies there and line them up with my little shops, hold them in place with some low-tack tape, run it through my die cut machine, and here you'll see that I have a perfectly die cut little image there, which I just love. Here a look at all of the images in the set. I love that there are so many things to play with in this set. Now here you can see how you can kind of move the little bikes and park benches and little plants around the shops to kind of create a cute little scene. I love the music notes for the little ice cream truck. And then these little icons are really cool. So you could stamp them directly like I just did there, or you can layer them with the little die cut as well. So I think both look really, really cute. Kind of just depends on what look that you're going for. And so here you can see how you can do that, and then you can kind of change it up. So I happen to have made that one a coffee shop, but now it could be a cute little shoe shop or a little pet store. And you can also layer those icons into the sign as well, which is really, really awesome. Now, next up, I'm going to make my first card, and I'm going to be recreating a gorgeous card by Audrey. And I wanted to have my little ice cream icon in my sign. So I went ahead and stamped that out and then added some fun color with those pinks and turquoises we were kind of talking about earlier. Now here I have a piece of watercolor cardstock, and I've got some spun sugar distress ink, and it's a really light distress ink, and so I feel like the watercolor paper kind of helps me blend onto it a little bit easier. Bristol smooth paper works really well for this too, and so I'm just bringing the color on. It's just one color. I'm keeping it darker towards the bottom and then lighter towards the top, and at the very top of the paper I didn't put any of the pink at all, so it's kind of this nice little gradual pink sky. Now here is the Baked with Love stamp set, which is one of my favorite sets, and it's got this really cute Have a Sweet Birthday that I thought would be fun to go along with the whole ice cream shop idea. So I'm actually just going to cut that stamp apart so that that way I can stack all of the things in kind of a stack sentiment. The good thing is even though they're cut apart, to have it be a straight sentiment again, I can just line them up really easily on my block. But I think it just looks so cute in that pink sky. Now here I have a stitched rectangle frame, and I'm die cutting that from some black cardstock. I have some Dewdrop polka dot paper from the Let's Polka collection that I'm going to die cut with a stitched hillside border. And then I also have some wildflower line dance paper to go along with it, once again to go along with this whole turquoise pink theme we've got going on. I'm also die cutting a road border from black cardstock and the back part to the road border for some white cardstock to fill in those little kind of lines of the road there. So I'll add a little liquid glue to the back of that road, and then we'll go ahead and just line up that white piece. That way we're going to add some color to those little stripes, and I think that looks really nice. I'm lining up my little hill there, kind of looking to see how tall I want it to be, and then I'm going to make a little pencil mark and just trim off any of the excess on that hill. Then I'm going to take the whole thing and layer it onto my scene. And then now I've got to kind of determine how tall I'm going to make that pink piece. So the first thing I need to do is add some adhesive to the back of my road. And the road is kind of going to cover up the junction between the pink and the mint colored paper there. And once again, I'll make a little mark, and I'm just going to trim off any excess of that road, and then I can trim off the excess off that pink striped paper. Then it's time to layer that whole thing onto my card, and then I can layer that fun black little frame all on top as well. Now I thought it would be kind of fun to have some more music notes coming out, so I'm going to stamp those under the sentiment, and these are going to kind of be where the ice cream truck is, so it's going to look like there's kind of the music coming out from the ice cream truck. I know when I was a kid, that was my favorite thing ever, was hearing that music. I'd run out of my grandmother's house and she'd always get us a little ice cream or popsicle. So I added some foam squares to the back of my images there. I also cut out 3 clouds as well and kind of lined them a little bit with a little blue marker, light blue marker. And then there you can see that cute little ice cream truck. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to layer the whole thing on a black card base just so that it all kind of matches with that black frame. And now, oh my goodness, it's so adorable. It makes me smile so much. I just love the colors, and I think this would make anybody's day. Now, next up, we're going to be recreating a gorgeous reveal wheel card by Elise. So thank you so much, Elise, and thank you so much, Audrey, for letting us recreate your cards today. And now here we wanted to stamp the "Let's Go Out" into the speech bubble, and that speech bubble is actually from the Happy Village. So what we're doing there is we're just using some Post-it note tape to kind of mask off the "Let's" part so the ink only gets on the "Go" part, and then we're going to kind of selectively ink the "Out." And so I think it's so cute how perfectly it fits in that speech bubble there that was included in the Happy Village set. So these sets really work well together. Now here is our reveal wheel die, and we've already dropped in the speech bubble add-on window. And so we're going to die cut that from some white cardstock. We're also going to die cut the big wheel and the smaller wheel base as well. I'm going to take a little mini brad there, and we're going to put that through the smaller wheel base and then through the main big wheel there. And then we're going to open up that brad and close those two pieces together. Now, before we continue on creating our reveal wheel, it's time to add some ink to this card. So here we have tumbled glass inks and twisted citron inks, and we're just going to tap that foam there into the ink pad and then lightly bring it onto the card, kind of slowly building up the color. So here you'll kind of see that in fast motion there. And we're going to bring the blue kind of two-thirds of the way down the paper, and then we're going to have the green come up from the bottom. And I think these two colors looks just so pretty together. And we're not too worried about where the two colors meet because we're going to be putting a ton of the shops on there. So here is the reveal wheel sentiment set. And so we're going to be using the "Have a Really Birthday," and we're going to layer those over the open window. So we're going to stamp that out in some black licorice ink. And then we're going to use our road borders again, and this time this is the simple road border, and we're going to go ahead and cut that from sticky note and narwhal cardstock and layer those together. Next is going to be putting the reveal wheel together. So we went ahead and did the whole reveal wheel process. So we used the embossed lines on our circle to kind of line up the window, and then we're going to attach the whole thing to the card base with the foam squares around the brad. You can check out a nice slow video on how to put together the reveal wheel in our intro to reveal wheel video, and we'll make sure to link that in the description below. So now to kind of help with a little guide, we're using our pencil here to lightly trace that little window. Then we're going to turn the wheel a quarter turn and then trace the window again. And this is going to help us with our stamping. So we're going to pop that wheel right off and then stamp some more sentiments from the reveal wheel sentiment set. So we have really great, fun-filled, very happy, and super duper. And so these are just adorable. And then you can just easily erase those little pencil lines and then pop that little wheel right back onto that base that we created earlier. Now, before we put the whole reveal wheel together, we thought it would be nice to start kind of decorating. So that little sun there is from the Happy Village, and now we're taking the shops from Village Shops and layering them on there in those fun kind of neon-y, really summery colors. And then we can take that road and line them up kind of right over the village just a little bit, so it looks like they're peeking out from the road, which I think is a super, super cute look. Then we can go ahead and trim off that excess road. We're going to add a few more clouds to the scene, and we're also going to stamp the cute little birds that come in the Happy Village stamp set in some black licorice ink, and then add a few more little details to kind of help set the scene. Then we can add some foam tape surrounding that whole wheel but not touching the wheel, and we can layer the front of our card onto our reveal wheel just like that. So next up, we're going to take some pretty pink striped paper and we're going to lay that onto a standard size card base, and then we can attach our whole reveal wheel on top of that. Now we had a couple other little cutout images here, so we're going to decorate even more. We had to add the ice cream truck to the road, of course. Then we've got some cute trees and also that little "Let's Go Out" speech bubble that just makes me smile. So there we'll add a couple more little trees, which I think looks adorable. And then we're going to stamp the arrow that comes in the reveal wheel sentiment set. And then here you can see just how cute this card is. Oh my goodness, I love the spinning sentiments in the Happy Village below. It's just adorable, and it'd be really great to include a little gift card in with this. People would just love it. For the next card, we're going to die cut our stitched hillside backdrop from some really rainbow paper. I love that green stripe. And then we're going to go ahead and do our stamping before we start decorating or anything like that. So we're going to stamp "It's Your Birthday." And then here we've got some Watercolor Wishes paper, and we're going to layer that whole backdrop onto the Watercolor Wishes paper. We're also going to add a stitched rectangle frame, the largest one, in some narwhal cardstock to kind of give this whole scene a really, really cute look. Next up, we had a bunch of colored and pre-die cut images. And so we kind of pulled all of those images that we had out, and we're going to start laying them onto the card and seeing what we think is going to look cute. So you'll see now we're going to go in fast motion where we just started kind of moving things around to see what might look nice. And so it's really cool to just, I like to color things maybe in front of the couch, watching some TV, die cut them and have them, I put them in with my stamp set and I keep them there. So I've got all these little extra pieces, and then when I go to make a card, I can kind of mix and match and put things around until I think it's going to look really nice. Now here we use those little icons kind of in a fun way. We layered them right on top of the awnings of the village, so it looks like kind of like a little special sign on the little shops, and I think that's a really cute way to use those icons as well. Next, to help set the scene, we're going to add some little clouds and some little sunshines and just kind of make this a whole happy little shopping area. You'll see that we had that ice cream truck there. Kept trying to make it work, but it just wouldn't fit, so we'll just have to save that for another card. So there, we'll just add a little liquid glue and kind of layer everything on. I love that this is a nice flat card. It's going to be really, really easy to mail. And there we'll just stamp some little birds too. Now, I want to include a gift card in this. So this is one of these simple gift card slots. And what you do is you just put that right at a diagonal. I match the points up with the different corners of the cards, hold it in place with some tape, and then it's going to die cut these little slits for you. So then all you have to do is take your gift card and you can just drop that right in just like that. So I think it's a really, really cool way to present a gift card. And then we're going to stamp the little enjoy the little things. It'd be really cute to stamp treat yourself here as well. And then, of course, a little heart because hearts make everybody smile. And then lastly, we can add that whole front panel that we worked on earlier to the front of the card. And now you can see just how cool this is. We have this adorable little village, and then inside we've got the little gift card, which I just love. It's such a fun way to present a gift, and I just think it's so happy and just adorable. Now we have some incredible cards by the design team. So here you can see this gorgeous card by Letitia. I love her fun watercolored images. Here, Jen created this really awesome pivot pop-up with this set, which I think is just adorable. Lynette made a really, really cool card, and I love how her hills are made out of that green plaid. It's just adorable. And then Jess got really clever and added the ice cream you scream giant ice cream cone to the ice cream truck, which just makes me smile. This card by Letitia is so pretty. I love that gorgeous watercolored scene. And then I love how Lizzie created a night scene for this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Lynette created another really cute card, and I love that rainbow paper background, and her coloring is just stunning. And then I love how Elena used the peekaboo backdrop to create a bunch of little village scenes. It's just so sweet and adorable. Here is the card by Elise that inspired us to make our reveal wheel today. And then this is the card by Audrey that inspired us to make the first card today, which is just so sweet and fun. Here's a card by Kay, and I love how she added the Stitch Mountain border in the background. It's just gorgeous with that plaid sky. And then I love how Yainea created a triple scene card. How fun is that? And then this card by Lynette is just gorgeous. I love how she used the portrait version of the stitched hillside backdrop. It's just so great for these little villages. So I cannot wait to see what you guys create with Village Shop, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!